If you're just joining us so far, it's been a fascinating interview.
Yeah, he just...
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most memorable David Letterman moments. For this list, we'll be looking at any moments from the comedian's tenure on late night television. This includes anything from his NBC show, Late Night with David Letterman, and Late Show with David Letterman on CBS. Did we miss your favorite Letterman moment? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Bill Murray as the first guest. On February 1st, 1982, Letterman began his first foray into late night talk shows. It's an especially good omen that his first guest was the inimitable Bill Murray.
You're a major star, and yet here you are playing with lint balls. Well, I wish that you would quit trying to run my life. Okay? No, I mean this.
Coming off his storied run on Saturday Night Live, the actor didn't disappoint as he brought his engaging and entertaining comic timing to the program. Murray was able to bring out the best of the host's idiosyncratic humor, kickstarting the Late Night with David Letterman show for the better.
I swear, Letterman, if it's the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make every second of your life, from this moment on, a living hell. For what you've done.
The comedian even found time for a goofy musical number to button his historic performance. Not only did Murray's appearance showcase the potential for the show, it also was the first of his many amazing and lovable appearances opposite the late night personality. Number 19, Harvey Pekar gets banned. Known for his autobiographical comic strips, Cleveland writer and personality Harvey Pekar graced the original late night show several times in the 80s.
I'm no showbiz phony. I'm telling the truth. Come on, man.
Now you can't...
I don't want to make it look bad.
The Midwestern man's candid nature made him a cult hero and the perfect person to make an appearance on the irreverent program. Cantankerous and outspoken, the guest spent his sixth appearance railing against NBC's connections to parent company General Electric.
Why you defended G? I thought that was really dumb because, it made you look like a shill for G, and I was really surprised to hear you do that. I'd like...
First of all, Harvey, what you're saying is not true. Second of all, this is not the place to say it.
Testing Letterman's patience, the writer's continued protests led the host to unofficially ban him. Unsurprisingly, Pekar's endless ranting and pestering was only tolerated for so long. Thankfully for the viewers, the ban didn't last as the guest was invited back in the 90s. In retrospect, the grouchy author's riotous behavior made Letterman's show appointment viewing. Number 18, the Velcro Suit. During the heyday of late night, the show was known for breaking the rules of television comedy. This was never more evident than when the comedian donned a Velcro suit. Despite being silly, the skit represents how the host wasn't afraid to make fun of himself.
Okay. Oh, easy.
Playing catch, the entertainer can't help but access his inner child as he spends precious TV time doing lovably dumb things. Somehow, the climax of Letterman jumping and sticking to a wall justifies the entire skit. While there was another entertaining gag involving an Alka-Seltzer tablet suit, this one wins for being the first and more versatile idea. In the end, the Velcro suit opened the door for increasingly absurd ideas that made the show entirely unique. Number 17, Olympic reporting from Dave's mom. Few would have imagined that Letterman's mom not only agreed to be on the show, she also participated in several comedy segments. Most famously, his mother Dorothy traveled to Lillehammer for the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Mom, how are things in Norway?
Cold,
Yeah?
but beautiful. It's wonderful country, David.
Providing the show with sweet and humorous asides, the host's mom broadcasted via satellite from Norway. If that wasn't enough, she even got an interview out of Hillary Clinton. Combining a grounded commentary of the event, the show struck gold with Dorothy's engaging take on Olympic coverage.
You'll have to come visit us in the White House sometime.
Oh, I'd love to.
And tell Dave to come on down and see us and bring you, or you come by yourself.
Juxtaposed with her son's wit, she shines as a truly likable and down-to-earth figure. Through it all, the moment solidifies Letterman as a great son from a family that isn't afraid to laugh together. Number 16. Paris Hilton after jail. Before the Kardashians, Paris Hilton journeyed through the 2000s as one of the celebrity it girls / socialites. After spending time in jail, the hotel heiress wound up as a guest on The Late Show.
Look better than ever. Thank you so much for being here. How have you been? You all right?
Good to be back in New York.
Hoping to talk about her professional pursuits, Hilton was instead questioned about her incarceration. Walking the line between intrusive and funny, the comedian manages to keep steering the conversation into controversial waters.
Did you make any friends while you were in jail?
That's right. I'm not answering any more questions.
No more questions about
I'm
jail?
here for my clothing line and my movie and my perfume. I'm not here to talk about that.
Unafraid and unashamed, Letterman showed no signs of backing down in his quest to uncover all the details of Hilton's time in the slammer. In particular, this interview made it clear to audiences that Letterman wouldn't engage in the usual safe talk show pattern. Number 15. Dave works at Taco Bell. One of the many great field pieces for the show, Letterman spent one day working at a Taco Bell. Manning the drive-thru, the host deals with all manner of fast food conundrums. While helping people order their food, the comedian serves up several pranks and jokes.
Hey, hi, what's going on?
We get 3 Pepsis and what else you want?
Tell you what, I'm so tired, you guys come in and fix your own lunch, okay? There it is. That's the stuff there, and, just make your own lunch.
At the driver's expense, the funny man throws a wrench in the typical flow of a restaurant. Somehow, he squeezes every ounce of humor out of the seemingly mundane operations of a fast food franchise. The remote segment was the perfect encapsulation of Letterman's polite Midwestern speech, mixing with his anarchic comedy mind.
You sound familiar.
I'm the manager, Kenny.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
We'll get your food and you'll be on your way.
Are you Howard Stern?
That's right, I am Howard Stern.
Oh.
Excellent guess.
As customers grow frustrated, it's hard not to laugh at the unique comic menace on display.
Can you do me a favor? It's my lunch break, and I haven't had a chance to get anything to eat. Can I ask you to get me a little something to eat?
No.
Number 14. Brother Theodore. Among the more bizarre guests in Letterman's history, Brother Theodore represented the show's obsession with strange guests that made you question reality. Call him philosophical or incoherent, the performer walked a tightrope between a genuine one-man show and unintentional comedy gold.
Tonight you will have to unlearn all and everything you have ever learned before. All of your information is misinformation, and what you people call science is really nothing but an organized system of ignorance.
Regardless, his ability to confuse and delight deserves a mention on this list. At times, it's unsure if Letterman himself knows how to deal with the German performer's rambling. As the guest walks to his own spotlight, he unleashes a monologue that's nothing short of unexpected.
I was born in Upper and Lower Bavaria. 2 years after the discovery of dirt, I grew up a child prodigy. At the age of 6, my second novel had been published. Before I was 10, I could change my own diapers.
Turning the program into an off-Broadway oddity, Brother Theodore leaves his mark in one of many unforgettable appearances. Number 13. Warren Zevon's last appearance. In 2002, frequent guest Warren Zevon returned to the show with a terminal cancer diagnosis. Despite the tragic announcement, the singer maintained his jovial personality even in the face of death.
And you have spent a lot of time recently working very hard, haven't you? Working on another project?
Yeah, they certainly don't discourage you from doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's not like bed rest and a lot of water will, straighten you out.
During his interview, the performer was honest about his poor health, but kept the atmosphere light as he joked with Letterman. Having developed a friendship over the years with Zevon, the comedian held back his emotions as he spoke to the singer about mortality. To cap off the appearance, the musician played the piano and sang in an emotional performance.
You're my witness, I'm your mutineer.
Proving that the program could be as serious as it was hilarious, this interview was among the more enlightening moments in the history of The Late Show. Number 12. Dave admits to his affair. Few Letterman moments were as awkward or earnest as when the Late Show captain came clean about his affairs with show staffers. In order to thwart a blackmail attempt, the comedian decided to announce the news and explain the $1 million extortion plot against him.
So we took the stuff down there and they said, whoa, hello, this is blackmail.
Not making excuses for himself, the funny man was all business as he apologized for his infidelities. While it isn't humorous in the slightest, the moment speaks to Letterman's willingness to be upfront and honest towards his audience.
I have had sex with women who work on this show. And would it be embarrassing if it were made public? Perhaps it would. Perhaps it would.
Wearing his heart on his sleeve, the host delivered a sobering and no-frills confession that revealed his inner humanity. Number 11. Madonna dropping F-bombs. During the 80s and 90s, Madonna stood as one of the leading figures in pop music. It was only a matter of time that her indelible and iconic personality clashed with Letterman. For this appearance, Madonna smokes cigars and speaks as if there's nobody watching.
See what you're doing? See? Do you see what you're doing? Now there. You see?
What?
Needling the performer, the host's overbearing and personal questions were no match for the star's quick-witted retorts. Unfortunately for censors, she dropped some F-bombs in the process. Controversial for the time, the pop singer's outburst would be considered tame by today's standards.
You can't be coming on here. This is American television. You can't be talking like that. Now we're going to have to...
Why?
Well, because people don't want that in their own homes at 11:30 at night.
They don't?
If anything, her willingness to do so proved Letterman's show was a place where anything could happen, and the rulebook was optional. Number 10. Barry White's Top 10 List. The Top 10 list was arguably the crown jewel of both Letterman shows, first appearing in the early seasons of Late Night.
We're going to start our own Top 10 list, and tonight, I think we got a pretty good one. Tonight will be Late Night's Top 10 words that almost rhyme with peas.
Many guests presented the segment over the years, from everyday people to high-profile celebrities. One memorable version came when the singer Barry White provided a unique twist on the form. With backup singers, the 70s icon delivered absurd lines that sound better when sung by his silky voice.
Give us number 2.
Big ass ham.
Leave it to the Letterman writers to elevate their tradition through the pitch-perfect performance of a musical guest. There's so many awesome lists to choose from, including a classic segment with Alex Trebek.
Number 4. Things that throb.
However, White's delivery makes this one among the funniest top 10 lists of all time.
Pataki.
Number 9. Chris Farley does cartwheels. There were few guests in Letterman history that were as energetic as Chris Farley. Nearing the end of his time on Saturday Night Live, Farley stopped by to promote his film Tommy Boy. Unable to do a casual entrance, the sketch performer rolled out doing cartwheels. The most physically gifted comedian of his day, Farley was never one to shy away from a chance to prove himself. More than anything else, the guest's ecstatic personality meshed well with the host's rule-breaking attitude.
It's not gonna change me. I'm gonna do the same old Chris. Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen here. Oh.
As a meeting of two comedy geniuses, this interview reminded everyone of the freewheeling and infectious atmosphere of The Letterman Show. Number 8. Drew Barrymore flashes Dave. Drew Barrymore made the most of her 1995 appearance on The Late Show. Since it was Letterman's birthday, the giddy actress wanted to give the legend something he would never forget.
Now,
Happy birthday.
that's very sweet of you. Now, didn't you just recently have a birthday yourself?
Yes, I did, and I made it through it.
Did you enjoy it, the experience?
Yeah, it was the first birthday in my whole life that I actually enjoyed.
Shocking everyone, the guest stood up on the desk to do a dance before flashing Dave. In complete shock, the comedian failed to muster up a response as the crowd cheered. Rarely speechless, the entertainer himself couldn't believe his show could be this wild. It's fair to say that there was no script for this moment, proving that Letterman was the most unshackled show on the air. Surprising everyone, Barrymore's split-second decision will forever be remembered as the time a guest took complete control away from the host. Number 7. Joaquin Phoenix's bizarre interview. One of the most talked about interviews from his CBS run, Letterman welcomed a dismissive and unshaven Joaquin Phoenix. Despite the actor's withdrawn presence, the host was able to turn the interview into a hilariously uncomfortable set piece.
Are you pleased with it?
I'm okay with it, but now you're making me feel weird about it.
I'm sorry, I'm making you feel weird about it?
Is there something wrong?
I can't be the first one to make you feel weird about it.
No, I guess not.
Considering his experience dealing with extraordinary guests, Letterman was more than prepared to hit the interview out of the park. Later revealed to be a stunt for his mockumentary, I'm Still Here, Phoenix's story about quitting his profession was all an act.
Well, we wanted to do a film that explored celebrity and explored the relationship between the media and the consumers and the celebrities themselves.
Despite a later apology, the actor's performance remains an intriguing look into the destruction of a celebrity. Luckily for the audience, the comedian had no clue and made the most out of the odd appearance. Number 6. Crispin Glover nearly kicks Dave. While he had many acting roles dating back to the 80s, Crispin Glover might be best known today for his role in Back to the Future.
All you gotta do is go over there and ask her. What, right here, right now in the cafeteria? What if she said no? I don't know if I could take that kind of a rejection.
In this manic appearance, the actor's eccentric personality came out in strange outbursts and ravings. Mixing show and tell with a variety of non sequiturs, Glover becomes increasingly uneasy as Letterman attempts to calm the guests down.
I don't have these...
You seem to be distraught.
They don't...
You seem to be distraught.
People try to make me sound a lot weird, and
Yeah.
I'm strong, you know?
Building to a dramatic finish, the guest launches from his seat and shows off his martial arts moves. During the demonstration, one of his kicks almost hits Dave, which all but ends the interview segment.
I can kick.
Okay. I'm going to go check on the top 10.
It's hard to believe this interview ever happened, making it another historic moment for the show. Number 5. Andy Kaufman gets slapped. Performance artist and comedian Andy Kaufman made a name for himself on TV shows like Taxi, as well as several appearances on Late Night. Pursuing a side career in wrestling, Kaufman appeared on the show with rival Jerry Lawler.
When I see Jerry here, I've never seen the man in person before. To me, you'd have to be nuts to want to get into the ring with this guy. He appears to be maybe twice your weight, and he's better looking.
Wearing a neck brace, the performer went on to instigate Lawler. While Letterman attempts to officiate the conversation, he's unable to stop Lawler as he slaps Kaufman. For nearly a decade, the entire event was believed to be real. Tense and unexpected, the entire interview feels completely off the cuff. Regardless of it being staged or not, the appearance felt as genuine and awkward as any guest appearance in the history of late-night television. Number 4. Sonny and Cher reunion. By the 1980s, Sonny and Cher had long since broken up. It took a program like Late Night to bring the two back together again.
Tonight's as exciting for me, seeing Sonny and Cher, as it is for other people. You know, you kind of feel the electricity of the two of them, I say.
Cher's return wasn't a sure thing since her last appearance on the show involved her calling Letterman an a-hole.
I thought that I would never want to do this show with you.
Now, why? Now, let's explore this a little. Why? Because you thought I was...
An ass.
This time, she was much happier to join her former partner to reminisce. By the time they sing I Got You Babe, it's as if the pair never parted ways.
Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
A healthy dose of nostalgia might have boosted this moment even higher, prompting pure joy from Letterman and the audience. The reunion provided one of the happiest moments in the show's history. Number 3. That monologue. After the events of September 11th, nobody knew how to properly deal with the fallout of such a huge tragedy. Comedy shows like Late Show with David Letterman were trepidatious to return and attempt to be funny again.
It's terribly sad here in New York City. We've lost 5,000 fellow New Yorkers, and you can feel it. You can feel it. You can see it. It's terribly sad.
With a calm and heartfelt message, the host opened his show in a tribute to the victims and citizens of New York. Along with his guests, Letterman traded in jokes for a detailed and honest discussion of the harrowing day and its aftermath.
If you didn't believe it before, you can absolutely believe it now. New York City is the greatest city in the world.
Showcasing his ability to adapt to the changing times, the comedian encapsulated the feelings of many fearful Americans into one of his finest moments as a performer. Number 2. Johnny Carson's final appearance. Few guests were as meaningful to Letterman as his personal comedy icon, Johnny Carson.
You people watching, I can only tell you that it has been an honor and a privilege to come into your homes all these years and entertain you.
Having retired from his decades-long stint on The Tonight Show, the appearance was especially important for legions of television fans. Allowing Carson to take over, the moment shows the host's reverence for the man responsible for the success of late-night talk shows. Carson's signature comic timing hadn't missed a beat, with the comedian providing laughs and smiles without having to do anything. Years later, the funny man finally paid tribute to Carson after his death, and another worthy moment for this list.
The Tonight Show didn't really become The Tonight Show until Johnny Carson started to host it. And he created the template for that show. And everybody else who was doing a show, myself included, we're all kind of secretly doing Johnny's Tonight Show.
While he is a comedy genius in his own right, Letterman also knows when it's best to step aside and let someone else take the spotlight.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Last Show. After a late-night career that started way back in 1982, David Letterman decided to finally retire in 2015. His final weeks in the show included a parade of esteemed guests saying goodbye, including a particularly emotional tribute from Norm Macdonald.
If something is true, it is not sentimental, and I say in truth, I love you.
Oh my God. For his final moments behind the desk, the longtime host decides to keep it classy. He thanks his crew and family, reminding everyone of his humor, irreverence, and undeniable likability. To close the show, the Foo Fighters play him out in an emotional crescendo filled with equal parts energy and sentimentality. Even for those who weren't die-hard Letterman fans, it's hard not to count this moment as the culmination of his legendary career.
All right, that's pretty much all I got. The only thing I have left to do for the last time on a television program, thank you and good night.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.